Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real, metaphysical, and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, we're going to be discussing the Draconic ruler of fire, Ingus Sa Lore, so stay tuned. Hello, this week we're going to continue our series on the Draconic rulers. And as such, we're going to discuss the Draconic ruler of fire, Ingus Sa Lore. This here is the canvas artwork we have of Ingus Sa Lore. Our artist did, working with him in evocation to get his exact okays on everything. And that is available in our merch shop if you would like to have it or any of the canvases of the rulers. Now that said, before we actually get started, I want to cover Ingus Sa Lore's sigil. Now when it comes to sigils, dragons are real particular about them, and they tend to want to give a unique sigil to each practitioner. So to that, there's generally not a traditional sigil that we would know of in magic. So there's two things you can do to use for a sigil. So for any of the rulers, you can easily utilize the Dragon's Eye seal as a stand-in sigil to contact them and to start working with them until you get to that point of building a relationship strong enough where they feel comfortable giving you a sigil. Now, I know those canvases, we have them in small and large, and I know some people don't actually want to pay that much. So there is another option, one which I actually prefer, and we have the Dragon's Eye seal in stickers, so that you can actually put those directly into the book, your journals and stuff that you're working with. Much cheaper option. Now, another option, and this is probably the best way to go for most people, especially if you don't know if Dragon Magic's for you. Take the name of the Draconic ruler, piece it together and cobble it together like you would any other sigil made from someone's name to create a sigil to work with them through. If you need more information on how to do that, check out our Introduction to Sigil Magic video here on the channel. I'll also try to make sure it's linked here. It will show you how to put letters together to make a sigil. But honestly, you can just cobble them together in any way you want. And if you wanted to, you could actually just write the name out and use that as a focus if you really wanted to. Okay, now with that covered, what do you say we jump in here and talk a little bit about Ingus Sa Lore? Now, Ingus Sa Lore is definitely one of my favorite rulers to work with. He's definitely an intense person to work with. His motto is he's going to throw you into the deep end. He's going to hit you hard. He's going to keep coming at you so you pick up these lessons and learn. He really does want you to be able to stand on your 2 feet. He wants you to be able to handle whatever comes your way. Now that said, he is a very, very humorous individual as well. Everything about him is just big and fiery and just in your face. That's just who he is. Even with his compassion that he shows, it's still in your face. Now, generally he appears to me, at least in a humanoid form, he actually tends to look like what I refer to as an ambulance-chasing lawyer. Though he has occasionally appeared in finer robes and whatnot, but it's usually that more ambulance-chasing lawyer that he shows up, at least to me. To others, he has shown up very differently. As far as his draconic form, we did show the canvas, and that's what most people see him as, and that is, that's the form he actually had approved through evocation when we had the artist do the work. Because he is so in your face, there's a lot of people who don't really like to work with him because they think he's a bit of a jerk. He does come off that way from time to time. He does have a very dominating kind of presence about him, and it's just kind of part of that element of fire. He really does embody it. But all his intentions are 100% pure. He is trying to forge you and build you up in all the things that he is working with you for. Now, the beauty of this is that same passion, that same power, that same directness, it also comes to any magic you're doing when you work with him. And he's quick. I mean, he moves fast. So, let's go ahead and talk about a few of the things that Ingus Sa Lore can actually help you with in your practice. So, just a few off the top. He can help you with willpower. He can help you with passion. That's whether to increase it or decrease it, honestly. He can help you with anger, rage, and hate issues. This is a big deal. A lot of people do struggle with tempers and anger. He can actually help you to get those under control. I know that seems like an oxymoron because it's like he's all fiery and in your face and direct. That would seem he would kind of flare those angers. Well, now it's true. Fire can flare angers, but there's a lot to learn there too. There is power, there is strength, and there is passion behind those that, if applied correctly, if you learn to understand them and gain control of them, they're not a negative thing, and they can be utilized to help you in your life and in your practice. And these are the things he can help to teach you. He can't remove the anger completely, but he can show you healthy ways of expressing them, utilizing them, and transforming them that will empower you and the people in your life. He does work in areas of love, cleansing, protection, and courage. Now, love, cleansing, and protection, those are wonderful ones. I mean, we kind of figure fire is going to pop up in the love category most of the time. This is a very hot and passionate kind of love, so if you're wanting to do a love spell for a soulmate, he may or may not be the best person to look to because it could fizzle out quick. It really could. But again, like I say, anytime you're doing love spells, be careful. Those go wrong so easy. Now, protection, it's that aggression again. He has a very aggressive form of protection, kind of like a warrior. He's going to go in and attack the problem so that it never gets to you. Or if it gets too close to you, that's when he's going to attack. Cleansing, the cleansing power of fire. This is something he excels at. You want to cleanse your house. He and other fire dragons are wonderful at helping with cleansing. And he is one of my favorite of the rulers to work with cleansing, because a lot of the other rulers, when you do the cleansing, there's kind of a peaceful calm, and I get sleepy. It's just so peaceful and calm and relaxing. I just want to take a nap. With him, it's like a cup of coffee. I'm invigorated. I'm ready to go, so I can cleanse my house with the ritual and still have the energy to hit my day full force. So I do kind of love that aspect. But some may prefer the more calming cleansing, and that's fine. Just go whichever way you want. He's also great at helping with transformation, banishing, strength, justice, survival, and needs. Now, some of these we should probably talk about. Because first off, transformation. We're talking about being forged by fire here. Think of how a blacksmith has to heat the metal up, and once it's heated, once it's under all that massive stress, then he starts to work it. So the transformations that you're going to see within the fire element, and particularly working with Ingus Sa Lore, are going to be very trial by fire, very heat focused. They're going to be stressful. They are very, very beneficial. They pay off dividends exponentially, but they are hard and they can be tricky. So be mindful of that. Now, banishing. We do actually place banishing differently than cleansing. Cleansing more focuses on energy, just area energy. Whereas banishing actually banishes something that has some form of sentience or intelligence or is a full-on entity. So he is very good at that. He can definitely turn up the heat and run things off very quickly. Now, when it comes to strength and justice, these are some areas he's really great at. So, if you're having a hard time facing a situation, you're wore out, you don't know where to go, not only will he empower you with the strength to carry on, to keep going, to give it all you got, and to give it your best. So you're not just giving it a half-assed job. You're going full on, and you're doing your best at it. But he will also help you to navigate it and find the solutions that you're missing in the process. And when it comes to justice, he's no holds bar. He don't hold back. He seeks the justice. Whatever will balance the equation, whatever will right the wrongs, he will do everything he can to do that. So he is a great dragon to work with if you're dealing with a legal issue, or if someone's wronged you, harmed you, someone's threatened you. He's a really handy guy to have around in those cases. Which, again, is probably one of the reasons I find it funny that the suit and everything he wears makes me think of an ambulance chasing lawyer. Okay, now needs. One of the last ones on the list, needs. We think of needs very differently than what the multiverse thinks of needs. Now, you can go to him about items of passion, items of want. You can go to him about those. Those are great. But you want to specify that. You want to make sure he knows that this is an item I want. This is an item I feel passionate about. Or some, part of my life that I'm passionate about. Because a need is literally a need for survival. I need food. Technically, crackers are food. You eat enough of them, you're fine. Crappy food is still food. So we have to understand those needs when we're approaching this. But that doesn't mean that needs means only necessity. Because there are some things that fall in between the extreme of what a need is and what we might consider a luxury. And one of the best examples of this that Ingus Sa Lore taught me is when it comes to finance. Do your budget and figure out what you need to pay all your monthly bills. I know prosperity and finance usually falls under some of the other rulers. But this is where Ingus Sa Lore excels in his flexibility. Because once you know what you need, let's just say you need $4,000 to pay all your monthly bills. Or $3,000. Let's go with $3,000. You need $3,000 to pay all your monthly bills, and you'd still have a little money left over for groceries and stuff like that. Okay. Technically, that is what you need to live on. But part of living is also being able to prepare for the future. So ask yourself, what do I need to prepare for the future? In that case, an extra $500 or $1,000 after expenses that month would be something you would need. Because if you was, instead of $3,000, if you said I needed $4,000 and actually explained that you also need this money so that you can put money into a savings account or invest it, and maybe have $200 or $300, just to do something fun once a week or something. That actually does count as a need, because quality of life and self-care within reason counts as a need. Now there's a difference in self-care within reason and spending $400 or $500 a week at a spa. Okay? So you can play around with that need thing just a little bit, and he's really great at helping you reach those goals, and quickly. Okay, so those are some quick things that Ingus Sa Lore can help you with and can help manifest in your life. Now, if you wanted to work with him, you've made your sigil or you're using the dragon's eye seal. Again, all dragons, you can just offer up a bit of energy into a stone and they'll take that as an offering. They love it, or a gift. But let's say you wanted to do something else. What are some of the things he likes? In my experience, he likes all things spicy. Hands down, he loves spicy food. And you can't honestly just put a bottle of hot sauce on your altar for him, and he'll just dig on that forever. Stone-wise, look for anything black and red. He seems to love those, especially the volcanic stones. So those are all great. He loves those in color, and the volcanic stones as well. And when it comes to plants and herbs, look to think spicy again. Think in your face, something pungent. So you are talking cinnamons, you are talking peppers and chilies, stuff like that. But like all dragons, you can also just toss in a few shiny coins. He'll be happy. That's one thing I love about dragons. They're so laid back and chill when it comes to if you want to give them a gift or anything, because any gift given in friendship, they're going to adore it and treasure it. Now, food-wise, honestly, he also does really love grilled food. So if you can throw it on a fire and grill it, he loves it. So hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever, it can be pretty much anything. I don't think I've ever seen him eat a vegetable that wasn't like hot sauce or a spicy chili. I really have not. Those are pretty much the only vegetables I've seen him eat. That's not to say he wouldn't. It's just I can't recall ever seeing him eat anything else in the vegetable category. But that's again one of the reasons I tell you to work with these rulers, get to know them, talk to them, befriend them, and get to know them and their personalities one-on-one. Don't just look in a book. Don't just watch this video and be like, okay, I got my info. But actually get to know them and build that relationship just like you would with a real friend. That way, as that relationship builds, the two of you talking about your likes, your dislikes, you're getting to know each other, and you literally know what they're going to like. You don't need the book. That's kind of the point of actually working with entities. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and this introduction to Ingus Sa Lore. And I definitely hope you take the time to reach out and get to know him. He's a great dragon to work with. He's a lot of fun. Yes, he can come off a bit rash and harsh at times, but once you get to know him, you realize he's pretty much the class clown. And he is a lot of fun to work with because of that. You just got to get past that initial edge that he tends to have. Now, if you want to know more about Dragon Magick or the other draconic rulers, check out our Dragon Magick playlist. I'll try and make sure it's linked here. Also, if you would love to learn more deeply about Dragon Magick, we do have Dragon Magick 101 already on the online school, with more courses coming, all focused on Dragon Magick and many other subjects. The link to the school will be below, or you can just go to workingdragonmystic.com. You'll see a link there for online classes, as well as the merch shop where you can go pick up coffee mugs, shirts, the canvases of the Dragonite Seal, as well as the rulers, and many other things. Also, we do a podcast every Friday right here on YouTube, Research and Ramblings of a Mage. We cover my research, what I got going on, things I've been doing in the week. I take your questions. It's a lot of fun, good discussions. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. And definitely drop a comment below and say hi. That also helps us out more than you would know. Anyways, I'm Drake, and this has been Working Dragon Mystic. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.